there, welcome to my review of the Winter's Expansion, the DLC for Resident Evil Village. We're going to go with the bad, with the ugly, the good, the bad, and the ugly of this game. So let's start with the good. The good about the Winter's Expansion, of course, for me, the highlight is the Shadows of Rose story DLC. Which, yes, it's short. Let's get that out of the way. It's short. Yes, it uses assets from the main game. In fact, most of the locations, the same, or all the locations are from the main game, and they're just, for the most part, smeared in some weird strawberry jam. But that's it. Yes, it does that. It has new enemies, though, and interesting story. Okay, and I find that because it's a short and more focused experience, it does not give you enough time to get bored because of the reused assets. In my case, I was so in the story and what was going on around Rose and these new creepy things that are in the game that I didn't mind much about the reused locations. I knew I was in the Dimitrescu dungeon. I know I am in the Dimitrescu Castle, which is, by the way, one of the best, or if not the best, section or level from the main game. I didn't mind much because the way you navigate through it with the new obstacles and enemies, makes it a bit different. You still know where you are, you recognize the places. But I didn't mind that much because I was invested into the story of what was going on, and the game keeps changing things a bit with enough frequency to make you not forget, but forgive a bit these repeated locations. For example. The first hour or so of the game, it's in the very familiar dungeons and floors above in the Dimitrescu Castle and the dungeons below. Alright? Not necessarily in that same order, but yes, that's the first part of the game, about an hour or so. And you will learn. You will learn about a mystery. You will be seeing creepy things and wondering what the fuck is happening here. Why is this happening? And I was invested in it. You will get a gun, yes. You will get shotgun. You will get some upgrades for them if you explore a bit more than required. You will seek keys to open doors. You will have to find masks to put on the statue and open up and a thing that Rose needs to get. And yes, very familiar tropes, but it doesn't last that long. Not long enough to bore you. You will be invested in the story. I found it interesting enough to keep me entertained and distracted from the fact I was retreating some old places. And then the game changes a bit. The game gives Rose some powers, pits her about with a boss. Then it takes you to another familiar location of the game, which it's the dollhouse. I'm not going to speak too much about it because I feel it's the best part of the game, so I won't try to not spoil it much. But yeah, you will be taken there, and there the gameplay will change. Just like in the main game, things will change a bit while you are there, but it will not be like the main game. Rose will have very different experiences in that house, very creepy ones. If you ask me, much more creepier. That I'm better made, better done. It's that place is for Rose. It's better done. That segment, much better done in this DLC. And after that, you have a short gameplay section again. You will find some big revelations, diaries, and you will have revealing conversations. And then you will go into the final act, the final boss. You will have another cinematic, more revelations about the story of Rose, and that will be the end of it. It's a very short but focused experiences that never lets you get bored, or because they keep the experience fresh most of the time. In fact, I never felt the game dragging along, like, oh, okay, this part is getting old, I don't want to keep playing this anymore, please. Never happened. Just maybe I was getting near that point, the game just made something to change that. Okay, so it's a short but good experience. Then the other good things I have to say about this expansion are the additions, or most of the additions, to the Mercenaries game. I enjoyed the original Mercenaries. I am a fan. I always liked the almost every Mercenaries game of the Resident Evil franchise. I have liked them. But this one is very satisfying. So the new additions were welcome for the most part. So we get Chris Redfield. I liked it a lot. The Chris Redfield character. He feels like a badass, just like in the main game when you play with him. I really look forward to try to beat all levels with him and get the highest score I can get. And it has two new levels, the Bloody Village and the Bloody River. They are cool new levels. The village, it has, you may think it's okay, it's the village again. But no, it has a lot of different places that are not seen in the Mercenaries original Mercenaries game, and especially the last level, the Bloody River last area, with it's the Dimitrescu Castle with 100 enemies to fight, and the majority of the castle grounds are open for you to explore, to fight enemies in. So it's 100 enemies. So it's a lot. It's a crazy onslaught. It's a crazy gameplay. I loved it. And that's it. That's the good things about this DLC. Then we are going to go to the bad things I found of this DLC. The bad, and let me say, it's not that I think I'm really bad. It's, well, the things I didn't like too much about it were the other new characters for the Mercenaries game, the Heisenberg and Lady Dimitrescu, Lady T. I feel maybe I'm just old school Resident Evil fan. For me, it's Resident Evil is about using guns to kill your enemies, but I didn't find it too fun playing with Heisenberg's weird magnetic powers and Lady Dimitrescu melee attacks, or the hammer of Heisenberg. I don't know. For me, it changes the formula for me too much to feel like a Mercenaries game. It's fun to mess with it for a bit, maybe. Especially Lady D. I enjoy it more. I enjoy more playing with Lady D than with Heisenberg. Uh, was fun, to use her powers, like using lipstick to power herself up, or throwing her vanity table to enemies, or being Lady D for a bit. It's fun for a bit, but I don't see myself using either of these characters to try to finish all mercenaries levels, trying to get the highest score that I can. Nah, not really. Um, that's the bad thing I have to say about the game. That leaves us with the ugly, and the ugly. Well, it's not either. It's not like it's the really ugly. In fact, I had to think a bit. Okay, what is the worst thing I can say about the game? Um, well, the ending, not the ending per se, or how the things that happens at the end after the boss fight. That I found that moving really, but after all that, you will be greeted with the same exact cinematic you saw at the very, very end of Resident Evil's Village main game, the one with Rose going to the graveyard. That cinematic is replayed here, frame by frame, and after that, it's just roll the credits, nothing more. I understand why they replayed the cinematic, because when you watch that cinematic again after finishing this game, you say, "Oh, now this makes more sense," right? So I understand why they did it, but they should have added something to that cinematic, or maybe another cinematic after that, hinting about, her work with Chris Redfield, or where she was going after there, or a tease, or something, or a post-credit scene. But no, that was it. And when I think about it, yes, that was the thing that disappointed me the most of this game. Really, it's like, why they did that? It's like, why give us something more, a bit more? I don't know. So may sound weird, but yeah, I had to think to find an ugly thing to say about the DLC. And well, after this, well, I'm telling you what is what about this game and this DLC, what brings to the table. I will speak about what I feel if the game is worth the price that it's being asked for it, how much it costs, and well, I mean, I'm going to say that it depends on each one of you. If you value strictly the games by hour gameplay hour per door paid, yeah, it might not be for you, because yeah, it's really short. There are cheaper games that last longer. But that said, for me it was worth it, because I not always feel like I should measure my entertainment, hours of entertainment by dollars paid. It's a factor, but should not be always the decisive factor. I think that sometimes it's best to take the quality of your entertainment in account. I feel this was high quality content. I for my part, I enjoy it. It's a very subjective thing, but I guess if you are a Resident Evil fan like me and you want to experience the Shadows of Rose's story fresh, without any bias, without having seen any footage, besides the trailers or opinions of other people, like not opinions, but hints, or or something, mild spoilers about what happens in each part of the game. If you want to go totally blind or almost blind into the game like I did, it's worth the price, because I think if I had, for example, if someone had told me what I will have to encounter in the Dolls Maker house, for example, it wouldn't have ruined the entire experience that bad, but I feel it would have detracted from my enjoyment. So I think that a big part of why I enjoyed it so much, because I didn't know what to expect. So that was worth for me. And also, if you like the Mercenaries game, Chris Redfield is a great addition to the game. And if the other maybe other characters are good for you too. For me, they didn't click, but there may be people who will find that funny. But even then, with the addition of Chris Redfield, is more than enough, and the 2 new levels are cool. So I think it's a quality. It's expensive quality entertainment. I'm going to say that. For me, it was worth it. Maybe not for someone else. Maybe not for everyone. So that you will have to decide that for yourself. I'm just telling you what you can find inside this package, this DLC, and then you will have to decide for yourself. That's my opinion about this DLC. Let me know what do you think in the comments down below, and if you liked my content, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. Remember, you have to ring that little bell down there so you know when I upload another video. And with all that said, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.